Okay, so we're gonna start diving into full swing. We will teach you full swing DNA golf philosophy in 3 different ways, and this is the simplest form of those 3 ways. I don't like to make things complicated, especially for those that have just started picking up the game, but I'm here to remind you that golf is a sport. So this conversation makes golf the most like the sport, less technical, where we're copying the things we see in other sports. Like when I throw, my weight shifts forward. When I toss a ball, my weight shifts forward. If I was playing tennis and serving, my momentum would go forward. Most ball sports that we play deal with our momentum shifting and getting our weight to our target. Okay, so to start off, I'm not even gonna cloud your brain with any thoughts of philosophy. I'm just gonna hit a couple of golf shots, and all I want you to do is just kind of think about what you're seeing, and we'll get into this reference of how to swing a golf club in its easiest form. Okay, so I'm setting up to it. Backing through, pretty good shot. I'm aiming at a white flag in the distance. You'll probably be able to see that from the back camera. Okay. And you know, we've talked about some of the things prior to hitting a golf ball in regards to our setup, so I'll have you reference that video in relation to stability and how we stand, how our arms should dangle. Another good swing. I want a little left of my target, okay? But 2 swings, and kind of think about what you saw there, and you're gonna reference this easy way of learning the golf swing, okay? I'm gonna put my golf club down for a second. And you notice there when we took those swings, we started in a particular point, went away from that point, and then went through that golf shot and finished. And that's what I mentioned about those other sports. That pitcher on the mound starts at a certain point, he winds up, and then he delivers, okay? Tennis players, same thing. When they get ready to serve, they're starting at a point, wind up, deliver. So we all have this element of one move back and one move through. That's where we're gonna talk about Coach's zombie walk. Our DNA golf philosophy really tries to make you an athlete first. That is the biggest thing that we're trying to accomplish. Then we're trying to listen to how you feel as an athlete and paying attention to where you're consistent and inconsistent, okay? So with our zombie walk, I want you to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Remember in our posture and setup video, we talked about our feet being shoulder width apart, if not one step outside. And then we want to put our arms out in front of us, okay? And what we're gonna do, we're gonna lift our lead foot off the ground and go back the other way. 1, 2, 1, 2. Weight shift back, weight shift forward. 1, 2. Now we're gonna add our arms to it. 2, 1, 2. Now notice my arms are very loose and I haven't really involved any rotation yet, okay? Now we're gonna drop our arms low. Now we're getting a little bit more like a golf swing. 1 move back, 1 move through. 1, 2. Put your hands together like you're holding a golf club. 2. This is the simplest way to think about the golf swing. 2. 1 move back, 1 move through. 1 move back, 1 move through. With the timing we see with most of the best players in the world, LPGA, PGA, Korn Ferry, champions, majority of the golfers out there, fast or slow, have an even-keeled swing of 1, 2. There are a few exceptions I can think of. Matsuyama comes to mind, MB Park, where they have a slower move going back, and then get real quick into the ball. But most golfers struggle to be consistent with that type of a move. Aggression's hard to kind of manage, and we don't have any rhythm that we can rely on when things start to get a little wayward. So the zombie drill itself is teaching you a lot about rhythm. It's teaching you about weight distribution, because on one foot, that foot has to be stable, like the pitcher on the mound, or my student that might have the prosthetic limb and take it off for more stability when he swings his golf club. And then we're shifting that weight, stability on that front foot the same way. Okay, so that shift of weight, very similar to a pitcher on the mound, okay, along with the tempo, is really giving you a good basis and understanding of how we swing a golf club, okay? Now my next step is to set up the zombie drill part 2. And I'm gonna lay 4 golf balls in a row there, okay? And normally I'll put a tee or some type of mark there for my students to start, just to build the feel of that zombie walk. So you'll start over that tee, and we'll go club back and weight back, club forward and weight forward. 2, 1, 2. I like to start off with the feeling of a half swing, just to build the rhythm and understanding of how important that rhythm is. But now we're gonna walk along and hit each one of these golf balls without stopping. Why? Because we don't care about results. We care about building relaxation and rhythm in our golf swing, very similar to the sports we saw growing up. Okay, so my mark back there, I think I hit it. So I'm gonna start over the mark. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then once you're comfortable, the whole idea is that you walk forward and you're not gonna stop trying to hit the golf balls until they're all gone. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So it really builds what the golf swing is in a very simplistic form that most people that had any athletic experience, maybe if you didn't, if you could dance a little bit, either way, it gives you an understanding of the golf swing without being technical. We didn't mention on how to take it back or where to take it back to or how to come through and where to take it in through. Those are some differences that are unique to the individual. And if I build the right feelings and create the right momentum, you'll be able to figure out a lot of that on your own, okay? So we're gonna break down the different segments of that simple motion. And we're gonna give you some ideas of the backswing and the follow through. But we're also gonna build off of this one idea of one move back and one move through. And we have a couple of devices that are gonna help you with that. But let's wrap up this segment with a couple of swings. And I really want you to think of the swing now in terms of 1, 2, do I get to my finished position? And did I have good rhythm to my golf swing? Okay, so we got our setup here. 1, 2. So pretty good. Got that one right on line. All right, so think about your tempo, think about the zombie walk, and give it a try.